Welcome to Global CEO Magazine, where we bring you insights from the brightest minds that shape industries across Sri Lanka. So today we are very privileged to have with us the visionary leader at the helm of Techincglobal. So we have with us today Mr. Fernando, CEO of Techincglobal. It's such a pleasure to have you with us, sir.
Pleasure.
So without further ado, let's dive into the mind behind this wonderful organization, which within a very short time made their mark in the industry. So before we dive deep into the questions about Techincglobal, Mr. Fernando, shall we talk about what Techincglobal is and how it came to life?
So thanks, Nadi. It's a pleasure being here. Techincglobal is a company which does enterprise applications. So you might wonder what enterprise applications are. So in any organization, to run it, you need finance, you need your supply chain, you need your human resource management, you need your service aspect. So we have one single tool that does that. So it's called ERP. So there are many ERPs in the market, and Techincglobal has become one of them, and within a short period of time as well. So we offer our services not just implementing software, but also in consulting. So consulting is, what's going on with your organization. It's not just from an IT perspective, it's also from a business perspective. That is very, very important. So, technologists or IT people need to basically know about the business. So you can't just know technical stuff, because this is not a technical solution. What we offer to our customers is a business solution. So therefore, we need to have business people within the industry working together in order to bring a proper solution to our clientele. So that's what we do. So not only IT solutions, but we help organizations basically to see the potential of IT in their business processes. So that's what Techincglobal does. Also we have diversified into various regions in order to support like infrastructure, like point solutions. So you might not need an entire base of an application, but you might need something very specific. And when you take industries in the market and you take one single industry and you take companies within that industry, the processes differ from company to company. So it's pretty complicated sometimes, but we have been able to again and again give what our customers ask for.
Wonderful. So that brings to my next question. The industry that you're working in, it's a massive industry. There's a big competition and there are many giants in the industry offering ERP solutions.
Yeah.
So what really makes Techincglobal unique?
So that's a good question, and I do have a good answer. So I have had the privilege of working in many companies. So I started off my career working in MIT, which is a software company, being a software engineer. So I know the ins and outs of what needs to be there for a good software. Then I had the opportunity to work in places like IBM, Oracle, IFS, KPMG. So these are large companies by themselves, and very much into IT process, and they have industry best business practices and ways that would help a large organization. So Teching comes from accumulation of that experience. That is where we come. So to really say that we have learned from the best, the good and the bad, what to do and what not to do as well. So that has really helped us to streamline and exactly get into the requirement of what organizations want and how they want it. It's not about you taking a software and just going and saying, here, there is functionality here, take and use it. That's not the way that it ought to happen. It needs to be where you go and have a conversation with the people in the C-level, in the operations, and see what they require, and then sit with them and build something that they would, really can use. So that's our differentiator.
So in your company, from what I understood, the key is paying attention to the little details, is it?
Yes, that's really what we do. We listen to our customers. We listen and see first what the process is. If we don't understand a process, we will not take up the job. We have all our customers are referenceable. You can talk to them. You can ask them, how Techincglobal is, and that's where we excel. So even if you check our social media, I think we are very poor in it. It's not all about the advertisement or the advertising for us. It's actually about the referral. It's about the reference. It's about how a person would come and say, you have this problem, speak to Techincglobal guys, they have helped me in this way. So that's the nitty-gritty that we try to look into and help.
Wonderful. So while we are on the topic of how different Techincglobal is compared to your competitors, giving a quality service to your customers is very important. It's one of the vital functions in the organization. So, and that brings me to my next question, and I think you partly answered my next question in this, in the previous question's answer. So when it comes to service delivery, what do you do different?
Yeah, so I think there is a fundamental difference when it comes to ERP. So ERP is a very, if you take many products in the market, it's very bulky in the sense, because one product managing requirements across industries for multiple companies, that's a big software, right? Then how do you manage that? How do you implement that? So in ERP implementations, and this is my experience, and I believe it's the experience of any other product in the market, that it cannot be implemented in an agile manner. Software can be developed agile, but ERP implementations currently is not fundamentally agile, simply because there is a rigidity to it, and it's fairly big. And so when I say it's not agile, how normal ERPs are implemented is that you gather the requirement, then you start mapping the process, and then finally you would do the testing of it, and then you would show the user, and then get an acceptance to it. So in between, if something has gone wrong, you are giving something that the customer doesn't want. The way that we do it is simply because we have been able to work with some of the technologies that are very current in the market. And being a new entrant to the market, that's an advantage, because you enter into new technology and you can deliver new technologies. So we have figured out, or we actually started doing agile implementations for ERP. And how do we do that? It's simply because we are able to break down an implementation into small chunks, sit down with the customer itself, and whilst the customer is giving the requirement to us, we can showcase how his requirement would work in the application itself. So that's something that other organizations or implementations find it a bit difficult. Even in my experience working for those larger companies, this used to be the norm. And more so, there used to be difficult implementations, especially in Asia. Now, in larger foreign environments, it's standard. Best business practices work because they are more mature in their business process. The way that they do business, it's very, very different, to the way that we see it. In Asia, the amount of requirements that you get and the permutations of it, the changes that we have, it's kind of overwhelming. So sometimes, simply because of that, implementing a system in a very monolithic way doesn't work. So agility you need. So agility is a culmination of the technology, the software that you use, and also the people that implement. So we implement a product called NextGen, right? So it's not just the product, it's also our implementation methodology on how. So that is called NextGen, NXT, GEN. That word is used, quite a lot in the market. But for us it's very apt because it's a next generation of ERP products. Gone are the days that you would stick with one product, because there are companies who have implemented large ERPs and then they cannot move to the next process that they want because they cannot extend that application. So we go there, we sit with the customer and we say, okay, we will help you extend that process and plug it back into your ERP. Therefore, you can basically realize the investment that you made in your larger ERP as well. So that is the experience that we give, and I believe that is fundamentally our differentiator. And simply because of that, we only focus on what is important. That is the consulting, right? So we do it right the first time, and basically when you come to Techincglobal, you don't have to pay for the software. You only pay for our services, because we actually believe that is the most important thing, and you'll have a different experience. So that's what we have built in a short time, and within a short time we have about 23 customers and about 26 active projects, and they range from medium to enterprise level, to single ownerships to conglomerates, and different verticals of business and industry. So it's multifaceted. So that has been our success.
Wonderful. So through Techincglobal, your clients get a quality service at a much more affordable price compared to the other companies.
Yes.
Beautiful. So we got to speak about ERP solutions and how your organization offers ERP solutions. And you also mentioned that you offer other types of solutions. So can you speak to us a little bit about those as well?
Yeah. So when I say other types of solutions, it's all in the domain that we work in. So we haven't digressed too far. We are focused in what we do, and every other aspect of it is relatable, with ERP. So the other area that we focus is on cloud. So cloud is a new thing where you take your old infrastructure and put it in an infrastructure which is much more manageable and managed in a data center with the utmost security and the standards and the quality and that aspect. So cloud is becoming the most viable thing for infrastructure going forward, and all our products are being made for cloud. So there are multi-tenant applications that you can access, subscription applications that you can use, and we work with multiple partners in the industry. We are partners with Huawei. We are partners with Orel for the local cloud. So likewise, and different tiers of partnerships. So we have our software already tested for security on the cloud. So those things that we do are very important for our customers. So that's the other part of the business, because we have multiple companies. And I too also am a director of SEBSA, which is another ERP company, which we do a global ERP called IFS, and we do it mainly or fundamentally to the European market. And that has been part of the learning also for Techincglobal. So we are able to learn from those big giants and basically focus. So coming back, so cloud is one area that we are focused. It goes hand in hand. So even an organization with no IT personnel can come to us for managed services, and we manage it end to end for them. Yeah.
Great. So something that stood out to me about Techincglobal is how within a very short period of time you were able to make a change in the industry, and you were able to acquire many medium to large scale customers. So how were you able to get this done? Because it's definitely not an easy task.
Yeah. So it comes down to not what you do, but who you are. So what do we sell? Do we sell something that is tangible? No, we don't, right? We are selling something very intangible. So when you talk about selling an intangible thing, what are we really selling? We are selling a promise to a person. So when we sell a promise, what you need to build for them to actually buy into that promise or to, really believe you. We need to build trust, and that is what we have been doing. Again and again, when we sit with our customers, there are meetings that I've gone to, opportunities that I've discussed, which I've simply walked away, not really wanting to do that, because from our standpoint of view, when we take on a job, we need to be able to deliver it. Customer needs to be satisfied. And our ethic is basically that we try to do much more than it's asked from us. Right? So you can speak to our customers, you can speak to our consultants, and we do have consultants also working for us. So we don't pretend to know what we don't know. There are some industries. Very recently we entered into the insurance industry, the finance industry. Did we have the experience? No. So we brought in consultants from that domain who sat with us, who gave us the knowledge, who told about the solutions. We went through it, and actually we have a customer who is now running our software. So now they are working with us on their entire product product roadmap within the organization, their IT roadmap within the organization, and Techink is going to help them with next gen on that front. Yeah.
So, giving a solution to the problems that people face in the society is, I think, one of the key principles that you abide by.
And building trust. Yeah.
Building trust.
Building trust. So that is of utmost importance, and that is why I believe that within a short period of time, many of the customers, have gone with us, and these are also customers who have got their hands burnt, who already have solutions in-house, or they have bought larger solutions and do not get the benefit of them, so we have been able to turn things around for them.
Amazing. And with that, we come to the end of this episode of Global CEO Magazine. It was a privilege to have you with us, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So we hope that this fruitful discussion we had today, we hope it inspired you, and we hope it offered you insights into the world of technology and leadership. So stay tuned for more exclusive videos like this with trailblazers across Sri Lanka. Thank you for watching.